AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Savage Gun. Real talk, no filter on Savaged Unfiltered. Savaged.
Al Pacino is recounting a harrowing moment he went through. The Godfather actor, 84, opened up about a near-death experience he had after contracting COVID-19, where he thought he had reached the end of his life. "I was sitting there in my house, and I was gone. I didn't have a pulse," he explained in an interview published on Saturday, October 5th. "In a matter of minutes they were there, the ambulance in front of my house. I had about 6 paramedics in that living room, and there were 2 doctors, and they had these outfits on that looked like they were from outer space or something," Pacino added after he began to experience a fever and intense dehydration. When the Scarface star felt as if it were his last moments on Earth, he made peace with death. "I didn't see the white light or anything," he revealed. "There's nothing there. I'd never thought about it in my life," Pacino noted about the possibility of passing away. "But you know, actors, it sounds good to say I died once. What is it when there's no more? It's just the way it is. I didn't ask for it. Just comes, like a lot of things just come." While the A-lister was given another shot at life, he's been busy keeping up with his 1-year-old son Roman, whom he shares with his former partner Noor Al-Fala. "He's come into the world a little more now," Pacino added of his little one. Last year, the proud father gushed about bringing another human into the world despite his old age. "It's very special. It always has been," Pacino said in a 2023 interview. "I've got many kids, but this is really special coming at this time." Although the Hollywood veteran was thrilled to welcome a child with a 30-year-old, he was stunned after doctors reportedly told him he could no longer have children due to a specific medical condition he'd been told that he had. Al was stunned by the baby news and didn't believe he could ever get anyone pregnant, a source claimed.
All right, guys, welcome on in. You know, I'm listening to the clip there. I plugged in, and wow, Al Pacino possibly losing his fucking mind. Apparently, there's no afterlife. There's no heaven. I'd like to know his reaction if there's a hell, because apparently it said in the article I'm reading here on X. Not so much other platforms are covering this. I didn't see anything going on with Breitbart or any other media group. Even Entertainment Weekly. I'm shocked it's not covering it. It's fresh in the news, guys. But apparently recently, Hollywood actor, comedian, personality. This guy's been all over the place in the course of his career. Al Pacino is now saying, with a recent COVID scare, there is no afterlife. There's no afterlife at all. So I'm kind of curious on on what Joe has to say. But Joe, I mean, welcome in, Joe. How's it going?
Hey, well, first, as the resident expert jokester Joe, I think we're getting a scent of the stupid here. But in all seriousness, as the resident expert Christian, host of Christitutionalist Politics podcast, not everyone who has an NDE sees a white light or Jesus or an angel or family members or all of that. Had he bothered to look into it, if he even had an NDE at all, or this isn't just horseshit because he's not in the news, again, I've had people. I had an atheist on my show discussing the afterlife, the scientific reasoning for argument of the afterlife. So you don't even have to be Christian. But before I go on further, as Christian here, I want to address something about my language at times. Remember, Ryan Reynolds isn't Daredevil in his daily life 24/7. My language, of course, isn't that way on my Christian show. It's generally not that way in my Christian daily life, but here on Savaged Unfiltered, being a shockcaster, yeah, I interject it. And at times online at home, when I'm alone, yeah, some F-bombs come out when Truth Social site isn't working again and I can't upload a damn image. Fix your site.
Wow, wait, Truth Social is down?
No, just on occasion you're allowed to attach images. I don't have a problem with that on the 12 plus other platforms I'm on, but on occasion I do there. And as I have my character Martin in my Terror Strikes Coming Soon to a City Near You book, Martin, a Christian, married to a Christian wife named Hope and has 3 daughters. Those are just words. They're just words. That's different than taking the Lord's name in vain. Completely different, right? I'm more worried about the left warping and twisting of the words of the Constitution into pretzels to try and mean something they don't.
Well, let's talk about
those are the words I am worried about. But
let's talk about the left right now. Like, you think they're going to warp and twist Pacino's I guess wording, because he put this out on X earlier. Was it earlier today? If I have the timestamp right, on his X account, saying, "Is there an afterlife?" ? And I'm paraphrasing, guys, as I'm reading the tweet here. Al Pacino, myself. Wow. Okay. There is nothing there after we die. Okay, I guess there's like a typo there. I'm just reading exactly what
he didn't die, though.
Yeah,
he didn't die.
This is what it says, Joe. It says there is nothing there after we die. You're gone. That's it. There's no afterlife. No.
If again, big if he actually did have
Michael Gardner, Uncut.
Exactly. That's what it's leading to.
He didn't actually die. His soul didn't leave his body.
You know, you want to believe it, but yet alone, there's other stories relating to his story, too. With there was like a little boy or something going back like 15 years ago. That was actually, there was a book with this little boy that had died.
Jennifer Gardner movie.
Yeah, exactly. That's the movie,
Jennifer Garner.
But it was also based on a book too, because like usually like 90% of movies are based on books too. Mm-hmm. But the little boy, you know, apparently ascended to heaven, and you know, he said that he met Jesus and he met God, and
not yet his time.
He was sent back to Earth. But I mean,
hey Al, I don't
know.
I got a message for Al. Al, maybe you got the wrong message. Maybe you should be getting the message, your life is bleep.
Yeah.
And maybe you better turn your life around and do better, or indeed you're going to hell. You weren't given the vision
I wouldn't say
of
his
heaven,
life is that bad, Joe.
Well, no, but you know, we don't know all what goes on in someone's personal life. We know his public persona and that, but maybe, you know, who knows what goes on behind the scenes? We don't know. And maybe, Al, you're going to hell if you don't change your ways. And that was the message you should have got. You didn't see the light because you're not going there unless you change. Now, again, allegedly, right? Speculation. What if speculations? I don't know Al Pacino. I can't say.
Oh, you should see all the nasty grams coming out, you know, from the liberal trolls on the platform of X, because everything's on X now. I mean, holy shit! But here's one person saying Pacino disagrees with eons of promises from religious leaders, doctrine and texts from the Bible, to South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, arguing that if we lead decent lives and are kind to our neighbors, we spend alongside our deceased and perhaps harps lunging and trying on newer things. Silence hollows. Sadly, Al Pacino is a lost soul. Wow, that's a little dark indeed.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that was darker than what I went. Again, I don't know him personally, so I can't say one word. And again, now, Matthew 7 is not judge not, it's condemn not.
Yeah.
It is final judgment is for the Lord. There are 12 plus other scriptures in the Bible about judging. So yes, Al, I'm judging you based on the knowledge I have, but it is not for me to condemn you. You still have time, if need to, for redemption, to turn your life around if indeed there are evil, nasty things in your life we don't know and don't see. I am completely speculating here. Now, of course, the left is indeed going to use that. They will use anything to badger, bully, and try to destroy Christianity, as I've talked about on my show and my writings, because I call the current pope the nincompoop. He's more communist than Catholic. I'm a Pope John Paul II Catholic, because real Christians, real Catholics, and again, other Christians, I don't want to pick one brand or flavor over another, helped found the Judeo-Christian ethos of our nation and helped destroy and bring down the Soviet Union with Lech Walesa in Poland and the Catholic Church there, as well as the Russian Orthodox Church in Russia, brought down the Soviet Union with Reagan, Thatcher, and Pope John Paul II.
You got to listen to more of his experience. Al Pacino also says that he didn't see any white light or anything. There's nothing there. No more. You're gone. So I'd love to have him on the show to discuss this because, a lot of people, aside from Al Pacino, a lot of people have experienced near death or even had died.
I have myself. I did.
Including you, Joe, right? So,
I don't have any white light experience either.
You didn't see the white light? No. What did you see then?
Nothing. I've got absolutely zero recollection of it.
Oh, did you see darkness? I know you're wearing a dark shirt. You didn't see darkness, did you?
No, I have zero recollection of it, except being told you were dead for a while and brought back. Zero recollection. Not everybody sees the white light experience. That doesn't mean heaven isn't there and hell isn't there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Here's a question I'd like to ask, because guys, Savage is going down a rabbit hole right now. I normally don't get into a lot of discussions with this type of topic, though. But hey, I'm willing to open up the rabbit hole anywhere possible. It's just my one of talents. I can get into any type of topic here on the show. But here's my question. For you, Joe, you said you didn't see any light. Same thing with Al Pacino and countless of other testimonies coming from other people saying that they didn't see a light, they didn't see the pearly gates, they didn't see any of that stuff. So if you didn't see it and your time is not meant to proceed into heaven or the afterlife or wherever, you're not seeing it. Who's to say that you see it if you are meant to go?
Right. Yeah, right. We're not going to know. I'm just making an
assumption. I'm not trying to, as a media personality, guys, I'm challenging the question, but I'm not trying to insult anybody. I'm not trying to insult their religious beliefs. But, if people like Pacino and like the, little boy we discussed, with Jennifer Gardner movie, if they're not seeing things, and some are seeing things, some are seeing the light, but some are saying they didn't see the light. So are the ones that don't see the light, are those the ones that are not true believers, or the ones that do see the light are the true believers? That's my question.
Yeah, I do not pretend to speak for Jesus or God. I don't know. No one knows. And because there is the presence or the absence of something doesn't prove or disprove. Exclusion does not mean preclusion, as I discussed in one of my shows. Yeah. And like I said, I talked to Elizabeth Enton, an atheist, who talks about the scientific evidence of afterlife. And I talk about Penn of Penn and Teller on my show all the time.
Yeah.
Devout atheist. But he isn't trying to attack and eliminate Christianity. He says just being a good human is part of indeed being a good human, right? Morality doesn't have to come from the Bible, but I mean, generally it does, or the Quran, or Buddhism, or Zen, and whatever. Generally, our morals come from a religious text. It doesn't have to, like in the case of Penn. He says, "I don't murder you, you don't murder me." That's just common sense logic and being a good human. I don't get to steal from you. You don't get to steal my stuff. That's just being a good human, right? But I care and I worry about Penn and I pray for his soul. But you don't have to be religious to grasp this stuff. That, again, inclusion or exclusion does not mean preclusion.
Yeah, I find it interesting, because of, you call it a spiritual battle or religious battle. I mean, we're seeing that now more than ever, whether you're spiritual or religious. It's two different things, guys. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. I don't believe in practice religion, but I do believe in the spirituality to the belief. But a lot of people coming out, over the years and explaining this, Jim Carrey, everybody thought that he was nuts a couple of years ago with an anchor that he was. Remember that, Joe? He was talking to an anchor, and he's like, "I'm not me. This is not Jim Carrey.
I don't exist." So they're all characters that I've played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character, right? Because I thought I was just building something that people would like. But it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern.
This is a character. And she's like, she didn't even know how to respond to that. Right? She was like, because he was saying, remember that was like it was like right one after, like it was like maybe Grinch or something, or one of the movies, big movies he's done, it was an interview. And he was like, "This is not me. I'm not Jim Carrey. I'm James Carrey. But Jim Carrey is the character."
Yeah.
You remember that, folks? Go back to the old skits that he did in the 90s in Living Color with all his characters of Fire Marshal Bill and, oh my God, countless others.
Yeah.
Those were characters. Those were the characters of Jim Carrey that he was referring to. But he got really spiritual with the interviewer there, and he was like, "This is not me.
Yeah.
I'm not me."
Well, you're making a point kind of like I did earlier about the language.
Yeah.
I'm Jokester Joe and the Shockcaster version of me when I'm on your show. That's not me necessarily every day. But let me go back to talking.
I was going to say, are you sure you're not Martin Keeler?
Hey, don't give away my Fascist Book account. No, I'm AKA Martin Keeler on Fascist Book, because my original account, of course, long locked out. But back to Liz Enton and talking with the atheist. Again, when I said I don't speak for God or Jesus, I know what's in the Bible. That is what I can and do speak to and speak about. Beyond that, I can't speak for God or Jesus, right? Again, exclusion does not mean preclusion. Like reincarnation, I spoke with Liz Enton about. The Bible does not say it is. it also does not say it isn't. So exclusion does not mean preclusion. If we indeed have one life as a soul, as a spiritual being, doesn't preclude, like the other religions' notions of reincarnation, multiple bodies, multiple tests on this earth to prove your soul worthy or not of going to heaven or being sent to hell. And frankly, I agree with Dante's Inferno. I hope there are levels. I'm not perfect. I don't deserve to go straight to the upper echelon of heaven. Let me be right straight forth and up front about that. Hubris is a sin. I don't have that sin. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and I sure hope I'm not sent to hell for it. But, maybe that third level I may have to suffer a while and go to the second before I fully go to heaven. I don't want someone fully condemned to hell unless if there's really, really, really harsh reasons for it. I care about other people and their souls. I don't want people burning eternally in hell.
Oh no, I mean,
and again, reincarnation makes sense. So maybe you've made major mistakes in your life as a soul.
Surely hope not. I made a few. Right, count them out
But hopefully, maybe then you come back as Michelle Gardner and live another life.
I surely hope not. I'll come back as a
dog or a cat,
secure in freedom for future generations.
But you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. Yeah,
chance at redemption, and indeed going to Christ and giving your life and your spirit and your soul over to good against evil.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Joe. Yeah, I get.
I don't want anybody condemned right off the bat.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Guys, I want to thank you for joining in here, but got to get that time. Got to get the housekeeping out there, as my good friend Walt Blau would say. Check him out, guys. I'm constantly ripping him off on taglines, but it's all right. He gets it. Guys, my good friends at Bucked Up, that's right. Their mission is to provide their customers with the highest quality of supplements and fitness products to the man and woman in the sports industries all over the country here. At Bucked Up, guys, they stand by their products, they stand by their quality, or your money back. Scan the QR code today, guys. Give them hell for me. Really, give them hell. And you're really going to be impressed by some of their products. Amazing, guys. Also want to say thank you once again. Great sponsor here to the show, as well as Constitutionalist Politics podcast here, Joe, on the show here. Coffee for America's Warriors. That's right, guys. That Blacked Out Coffee. You're not going to get jitters. You're not going to get the crashes. It's just straight up coffee, natural coffee. And they stand by their word, guys. They're located down in South Florida, and they've been delivering smiles to customers' faces for nearly 5 years now. Use this promo code you see on the screen, guys, SAVAGED, for 15% off your order at checkout. And tell them you heard it on the Savage Unfiltered show. Back to the show. I want to play this clip here, Joe, with Jim Carrey. Now, this was a few years back, okay? This is not the same interviewer that questioned him, but it was questioned by another person, but in the same aspect of this whole godly, spiritual message here, guys. Check this out.
Years myself, and ultimately, I believe that suffering leads to salvation. We have to somehow accept and not deny, but feel our suffering, and then we make one of two decisions. We either decide to go through the gate of resentment, which leads to vengeance, which leads to self-harm, which leads to harm to others, or we go through the gate of forgiveness, which leads to grace. Just as Christ did on the cross. He suffered terribly, and he was broken by it, to look upon the people who were causing that suffering for the situation that was causing that suffering with compassion and with forgiveness. And that's what opens the gates of heaven for all of us.
Interesting
wow.
word. That's powerful.
Yeah. You know what? I want to bring up Alice Cooper. Right, Vincent is his real name. I'm from Detroit. He's from the Detroit area. I've never met him personally. I wish I could. I've just not had that chance to run into him. I've run into other celebrities and artists and whatnot in my hotel working days and that. But Vincent, Alice Cooper, you wouldn't think of them as a Christian rock band. But if you look on YouTube, you can hear him talking about, indeed, how a major Christian fan base is his fan base, because he was born a Christian, raised a Christian, and like many, strayed, and through his alcohol and drug years, denied faith. But it was faith and God that helped bring him out of that, and he's turned his life over to God. And a lot of Alice Cooper music you may not recognize, but now that I say this, pay more attention, you will see. And he even says his shows, as dark as they are, there's a point and a purpose. There's a biblical tale there. It's good over evil. In the end, the evil gets beheaded.
Well, I mean, everything. I mean, we're not here without him. Most people I know, young people, think Jesus Christ is a swear word. Yeah. Even at Solid Rock, where we have the teenagers down there, right. They have no idea that who Jesus Christ is. Yeah. He's not preached enough. Yeah. Most written about character of all time in history. Right. And yet people go out of their way to not believe in him.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because they don't want to give up their godship. They believe the Hollywood version of, I do more good than bad, that kind of thing. And I go, why is that? Satan's got you right where he wants you. Yeah. To believe that. Yeah. I'm the way, the truth, and the life, and no one cometh to the Father but by me. Right. Those are the truest words ever spoken. Yeah.
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
Look at his tune, Hey Stupid. If you're not seeing God in that, and that it's all about you're going down the wrong path, and I'm worried for your soul. You need to turn around. You need to be better. You need to be salt and light and part of the city, shining city on a hill, rather than turning this planet further on the highway to hell. Not to pick on AC/DC, Highway to Hell is a great song. It's not meant, it's like David Lee Roth and the Van Halens, right? Running with the devil. No.
Running with the devil.
They're not satanic bands. It's just
man, that goes back to like a movie. I want to quote, a road trip. And they're going cross country and they find like a bus of nuns. And he's like, hey, you guys know some Van Halen? And no one knows it, but there's one nun in the corner and she goes like this. She smiles. They're like, running with the devil. Yeah. The nuns take their cigarettes.
But exactly. It's just a good song. It's a fun. It's not satanic. Whereas there are some groups that really
Joe, I wouldn't expect it to be played in a church, but I mean
right. But the point being is that I lost track of where I was gonna go with that. But you can use bad things for good also. Yeah. The Highway to Hell, right? Not to take it out on AC/DC, but again, it's like we're at 250 miles an hour on the Highway to Hell with no sign of taking the foot off the gas, let alone applying it to the brake.
There's a lot of these people that we're mentioning today. A lot of these people today on the show, like Alice Cooper, Jim Carrey, right? A lot of these people you would find to be wacky, quacky, outrageous, sometimes outrageously funny, But a lot of these people with the persona, Alice Cooper, very dark persona, but yet very spiritual. Go to people of the band Kiss, right? Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think like very dark, mysterious type of people.
Either
sung a lot about sex and rock and roll and doing drugs, but yet alone, Gene Simmons was very spiritual about it.
Gene Simmons is Jewish. I think Paul Stanley is Christian, but Lebanese. So, they are very, again, Kiss, another great example. You'd think some of their dark songs are satanic. They're not, right? People like to say Kiss, it's kids in Satan's service. No, it's not. That's shit people made up, right? But Dennis Quaid refound Christ. Jennifer Gardner, that we mentioned, was fell far from her father, the great James Gardner, or he is her uncle or her granddad. I don't remember, but he of Rockford Files, very, very Christian, and a lot of good movies. He has a movie called The Gift or A Gift or The Ultimate Gift about Christmas and having to earn. He's rich, but he makes his son build a fence on the farm because the greatest gift is understanding you have to earn things and do good in life. But Jennifer Gardner only recently turned back to Christ, and hence why she was in that movie about the child and the light. A lot of her movies now are kind of Christian based, and why Dennis Quaid was so anxious to say yes and play Reagan and be able to go on tour and talk about that movie and Reagan's faith and Dennis Quaid's faith and how that, again, with Pope John Paul II, brought down the communists. That's why the left hates Christianity. They want Christianity destroyed because they want communism.
That's why I wanted to separate a little bit of, what we normally discuss here on the program, guys, with the radicalization. I think everybody's, they're getting fed up with it. They're getting fed up with the corruption. They're getting fed up with the tyranny. I wanted to go into a little bit of this story here with Al Pacino. A lot of people are going to question. I think Al Pacino is on the bucket list now with the same list of celebrities that lost their mind. I don't think he lost his mind.
No.
I don't think he's pulling a Taylor Swift of what we mentioned earlier in the week, with Swifties for Trump. I don't think he's lost his mind due to that nature of Swift. I don't think he's pulling a Lady Gaga, or like Joe says, a Lady Gagma, or Gag me. Gag me.
Yeah. Hey, her song Poker Face, brilliant. I don't like her, but her music, is pretty clever, like Swift. I don't like her. I don't like Bruce Springsteen either, but
I used to like Springsteen, but he's becoming, he's becoming another like Howard Stern, where they're like becoming too political and it's ruining their career. I mean, look at Howard Stern, for Christ's sakes, man. Like, he's not the same Howard, man. I used to have so much respect for Howard because
I never did.
Well, no,
we know him in Detroit from this W4.
Joe, you're going to understand why I had respect for him. I had respect for his craft of comedy that he brought on the show.
I was more an Imus.
92.3 K-Rock.
I was more an Imus fan than a Stern
I know. But when he was part of 92.3 K-Rock, I had the respect because he was the only one that did it back then that had the balls of the cojones, right, to bring that type of that raunchy comedy. So that's the respect I had for him then. I don't have respect for him now. He's a piece of shit in my eyes. But,
Yeah.
Hey, that's
a lot of people are turning to the light, and a lot of people seem to be turning to the woke darkness. And again, it's the wokeism, the leftism, the atheism, the communism. Community is biblical. Freedom under free will and charity. Communism is a bastardization of community. It's
when they see videos, theft. Joe, when they see videos,
darkness.
Videos like this of Kiss, they're going to think of all that, guys. Check this out. It's one of my favorite. I don't care. I'll plug it in. It's off segue. Who gives a shit?
This brings you now the Kiss Live! And happy birthday, Gene.
In case you didn't know, tomorrow is my brother's birthday. Gene, it's his birthday. Why don't we all sing happy birthday? Ready? Happy birthday.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
That's awesome. You know, that video, Joe, that clip was just taken recently from one of their farewell tours.
One of their many. Yeah. I have always loved Kiss. Again,
that was up in, believe it or not, that was the happy birthday to Gene Simmons in Saratoga Springs.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know Kiss isn't from Michigan or Detroit, but they got their biggest break out of Cadillac, Michigan, and which is the west part of the state, and Detroit, of course, Detroit Rock City.
Oh yeah,
song, right?
Yep, my mind. I was just about to plug that in. Yeah.
I mean, I know they are not the kids in Satan service. I know Gene Simmons is a very faithful Jew. I know. Paul Stanley is a firm Christian Lebanese. I knew Peter Criss and Ace Frehley. Yeah. His song, Rock Soldiers. Listen to that song about his riding in a DeLorean. You know,
Did he really ride in the DeLorean? I never read that.
He owned a DeLorean. I owned 2 DeLoreans. Yeah. He crashed his DeLorean. Rock Soldiers. Listen to the song. Great song about God saving him. Riding in my DeLorean with Satan in the passenger seat. Crashes, and by a miracle, he lived.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, God. You know, I actually attended a Kiss concert. I was like 22.
I've been to a couple. Yeah.
This was actually in New Jersey. It was down the shore area by Tom's River. If you guys know that area, there's a huge like amphitheater that's like the stage is covered, obviously, if it rains. And then there's I mean, an amphitheater is really, it's all open, you know, and they don't have regular seats, Joe. It's all grass. So there's like a grassy knoll that goes all the way up. And I mean, that's the seating area. You know, and
that's like our Pine Knob here in Detroit. Yeah.
My God, man, that was a hell of a concert. You know, I seen Kiss. I seen who else did I see? I seen a lot of different people. I've seen what the hell was it? Oh man, I seen Kiss. I seen the Allman Brothers before they officially got out. I mean, this was like in the late 80s. I was like maybe 8 years old. My uncle's like, well, we're going to bring you to your concert to go see Allman Brothers. I'm like, my mom's like, that's a good idea.
My ex-wife, when we were together, never saw Kiss before. So I took her to see Kiss New Year's Eve during the Psycho Circus tour. What a show. But again, there's public persona, and then there's reality. There's me on Savaged Unfiltered dropping F-bombs, and then there's me in my real life and my Christian show.
Yep. That's right, guys. You see this QR code, scan it. Become a shockcaster. Join the Savaged Army, guys. Grab this merchandise and become the true shockcaster on social media today, and flash it in front of the liberals. They'll melt.
And be sure you can drop as many F-bombs as you want with your shotcaster. Just say, it's not me, it's my shotcaster persona.
That's right. That's right, guys. That's right. Also, I want to say thank you to Bud Light. Bud Light picking up this show, guys. This podcast this week. Lost them for a while, but they came back. Meet the Bud Light genie of light beer. They believe in brewing the highest quality of light beer on earth. That's right, guys. And I'm so glad that Bud Light seen the light, right? We're talking about on the show. They seen the light and they escaped wokeism. Yeah, they're not doing that shit anymore, guys. Scan the QR code today and be proud of your American beer from Anheuser-Busch's Bud Light. Thank you very much, Bud Light.
Yeah, you know what? I am glad they are sponsoring because, they're also sponsoring Dana White's UFC, right?
Yeah.
And they approached Dana White and he said it wasn't about the money. He could have got much more money in sponsorship from a competing beer. But
right.
Bud came to him and he said, are you truly repentant? Do you really recognize what you did wrong and want to come back? And they said,
That's
yeah.
why I'm trying to pull, guys. I'm trying to pull Joe over to Spotify.
Redemption. Bud Light. There's a lot of people still boycotting. Hey, they've seen the light, as Savage said. Dana White has spoken with them personally, believes they really know that they screwed the pooch on that
they were doing it for...
And they deserve another chance. People
fuck up. I understand they mess up in life. They have their moments. They think like it's going to be a good marketing pitch.
Outside pressure.
Yeah, they think the marketing pitch is going to be good. But, come on. We all knew that, that transgender Dylan Mulvaney was just a disaster.
Yeah. They had a moment of weakness.
Joe, that's like a scene from How I Met Your Mother when Barney's like, hey, kids, you want to know how I picked up my first beer? I seen a transgender on TV and it got me drinking Bud Light. Come on.
Said one ever. Yeah.
Neil Patrick Harris, man, I know he's a little fruity around the bush, but even Neil Patrick Harris would be like, even my Barney character would not even do that.
Yeah. I like Neil Patrick Harris. I do, because there's a difference between someone like him and a gaytivist engaging in gaytivism, as I've said on this show before. I have gay and lesbian friends, and they have no problem with me being Christian. I have no problem with them. They know I pray for their soul and that they turn their life around. But, they have time for redemption. Again, final judgment is for the Lord, not me to condemn them. But there are red lines. Pedophilia and grooming and all that shit? No. Tolerance and acceptance? Okay. Gaytivists and gaytivism? Hell to the fuck no.
Hell no. Get it out of here. We don't want it. We don't want it. Like this clip I'm going to show you from what's this, Jimmy Carr, guys. Oh, have you seen this clip, Joe? Oh, you're probably gonna light up your sparkle here. Jesus Christ! I didn't mean.
Are you gonna get me? I'm mad as hell. I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Dawkins fan,
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
What a thrilling thing to have.
Did you have a chat with him?
I just briefly said hello, but I'm a huge fan of his work. I think other than obviously he does the religious thing, which is fascinating. I think most religious people, when you really talk to them, think that all other religions are wrong. And I sort of think they're half right.
Yes, because you were kind of semi-religious for a while.
I was very religious. I was Catholic growing up.
You were?
And then I sort of thought, well, if we're all God's children, what's so special about Jesus?
And that changed everything.
Oh, they didn't want to laugh at that. Well, they sort of had to. I think reading those books, I think I was an atheist before I discovered his work, and then discovering his work kind of. I think it's a very interesting thing, losing one's religion. I think it's a revolution for one. just changes everything completely. And I think it's a very interesting process. It's a process that people don't really talk about. I think the show of hands earlier was interesting to watch because so many hands went in the air, and I wonder, is there a social stigma in Ireland about being an atheist? I wonder, is it still something that?
Well, I don't think that too many people would be willing to put their hands up to say I don't believe in God. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's. I
don't know, but maybe people do believe. I mean, I think
they do.
Yeah, but by the stares and the crossed arms, I'm guessing they do.
Yeah, there's a bit of body language going on there. All right.
Tell us some more jokes and leave Jesus alone. All right, don't cry. No. We've all got imaginary friends. I've just grown out of mine. Come on.
But you're saying, you wrote this article, or at least there's a question there from a psychology magazine of some sort. Forgive me for not knowing it, but you said in it at the end of it that you were kind of buying books, Dawkins books, to give for Christmas presents to people.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lovely thing to give.
Are you kind of evangelical about your?
I think I'm quite evangelical about it. I used to think it was very charming. I used to think anyone's religious beliefs were very charming, and I think there comes a point where you just go, well, I've kind of got. I'm like a fundamentalist atheist now.
Yes, that's what I was
thinking. Much more kind of forthright about the whole thing. But it's not for me to say. I mean, it's not for a comedian. He's a scientist.
Yes.
And he backs it up with very interesting and very accessible science. I'm a comedian. It's not my place to tell anyone what to think about anything.
You know what? There's another thing, though. As a Christian, I can laugh. I can laugh at jokes about Jesus. I can. I don't need to be uptight all the time. But he said it right there. He's now a fundamentalist atheist, as most atheists, unlike Penn and Teller.
Well, you know that show, right?
The
Late show?
Yeah, but you know
it's an older episode. Obviously, I mean it's not new or anything. But I want to plug it in.
But that's the point here. He's a fundamentalist atheist because he doesn't want to acknowledge a God because he wants to be God.
He's a media guy, Joe. I mean, come on, man. He's a media guy.
He doesn't want any authority over him.
Yeah. Most media people, they don't. They're not like common folk that go to church on Sunday, or they pray at the dinner room table or dining room. I keep on saying dinner room table, dining room table. Bobcat corrected me last week on the show, but these are media guys. They don't want to acknowledge that. Most media guys are atheists and angelicas themselves too. I'm not an atheist. I'm spiritual. I just don't believe in practice religion. I mean, that's just who I am.
And you know what? I had Stephanie Lee, also known as Lady Redneck, on my show a couple
of weeks ago. Lady Redneck?
Yeah, she's got a song called, she's called that because she's got a song called A Little Rednecky, and that kind of stunk. She's a Lady Redneck. Great country singer, but she's got a song out, Child of God, and we talked about that. There's a big difference between being a child of God or a child of your local brand and flavor and sect of church.
It reminds me of that woman we had on
doesn't preach Vegas, the whole Bible.
Sadia or something from Vegas. She was she sings about dicks all the time. This woman's talking about something entirely different.
No, but again, there is a difference between being a real child of God who happens to indeed maybe attend a church or another, and those who are just churchy. Dennis Quaid, I was going to bring up him because, again, I mentioned him returning to his faith. He had a term he created. I love to create hashtags and terms. And he mentioned churchianity. And just like with Lady Stephanie, he's absolutely right. There are people who are just like the local community humanist club that their church has become. They're churchianists, not Christians. Big difference. Child of God or a child of your church. Which are you really? Is your church, is your priest, your pastor, your reverend, your minister, whatever the hell you want to call him based on your brand and flavor of Christianity, is he or her teaching the whole Bible. The whole point of my Constitutionalist Politics show, on and on and on, the whole Bible in full context. Not take this scripture and, as my friend Pastor Sean Todd says on Wham Radio, they don't want the tough love Jesus, the one that overturned the tables, the one.
Oh, you're talking about Joe. You're talking about like you go to like was it Southern Baptist? Usually, guys, I'm not being racist though, but usually when you go to a black church, they get all hysterical. They're like, "Praise to God, we love you, Jesus."
Well, yeah, not necessarily that. Although, yeah, is it more about?
They do. They get hysterical.
Is it more about you putting on a show or actually living a Christian life? But again,
I am.
As Pastor Sean Todd said, in Matthew, he calls some vipers, snakes, false guides, children of hell. Jesus said some tough words, some tough love. But as Pastor Sean Todd says, there are churches and people who want the hippie, Roman toga wearing, sandal wearing, hippie hacky sack college university version of Jesus.
John Belushi would be like out of Animal House, toga.
Right. They don't want the whole Bible. They're not real Christians. And some are going to get upset in this audience, me saying that, but I'm sorry.
No, you'd be surprised.
Savaged with Michael Gardner on Spotify.
Don't deal in the whole Bible in full context, the love and the hard parts.
Yeah, you'd be surprised, man. I didn't mean to cut you off, but you'd be surprised. I do get some Christian religious people that tune in. I know we're hitting Israel on a couple episodes this past week, mainly about the FEMA and migration topics we've been discussing. So it's been kind of catching some eyeballs over there in Israel. I mean, it happens, guys. We talk about I do this on purpose because I also want to inform audience.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned Israel, and I hope people in Palestine, which never existed as a nation, the Arab Muslims rejected this creation of Palestine 5 fucking times. Learn your history, right? But Israel, fake Palestine, Lebanon, whatever, all through the Middle East. The queers for Palestine. No one is stoning you to death here in the U.S., but if you went to the Gaza Strip, you dumbasses would be thrown from a building.
They're clueless. We were talking about. Yeah, we were talking about this. I'll be real quick because I want to close it up soon. But we were talking about this on Bonfire. I got to get Joe back on Twitter. Elon, if you're listening, buddy, I know I'm not live streaming today on X, obviously, but tomorrow I'll be doing a live stream. But Elon,
well, again,
get Joe back on.
He loves speech as long as you don't talk about, the Tesla fires.
No. Hey, Elon, be quiet for a minute, Joe. Joe promises not to talk about your Teslas anymore and them catching on fire because they don't catch on fire because we're spreading fake news. Joe wants to come back to X. You reinstated Donald Trump. It's time to reinstate Joseph M. Leonard.
Yeah,
Jay
Leonard Detroit and Jay Leonard.
He's got
author.
2 of them. That's right, Elon. He's got 2 of them. He's got the author account and he's got the Jay Leonard Detroit account. So you got actually, you know what? Let's worry about the first account first that's been suspended for a long time with 250,000 of followers. Reinstate that one back. Joe's eyes are lighting up like a Christmas tree. He's like, that was amazing.
I would go back if they reinstated me, but I've pretty much sworn off actually. Because again, I'm on 12 plus platforms: Gab, Getter, True Social, MeWe, SpreeWe, Free Talk. 12 plus. I don't even remember them all.
Oh my God.
So X, I'm sorry, Elon. I don't need it. I don't need you. I reach all kinds of people.
We would love to have you in the Bonfire community chat. You would be like,
I would love to be there though.
You and Angry Pop would you guys would mesh so well because Angry Pop is like, I'm not saying Joe is like in his 80s, but, Angry Pop's like 82 years old. And Joe, with his constitutional knowledge and political experience and stuff like that, like the both of you guys would be like best buddies in there. Like you go back and forth. We'll have to like mute our mics and just let you guys carry it for like an hour.
Do my network routine. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. And I don't get the supposed independents who refuse to take a side between those of us trying to save the republic or restore our American republic roar and those trying to destroy it. How the fuck, I'm sorry, I'm going to swear again, are you not mad as hell I'm going to take it anymore because you're not paying attention to what's going on?
If data management is slowing down your business, you need the Intuit ERP. If one entity is here, and one here, and one here, and one here, you need the Intuit ERP. If scaling your business feels like starting over, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite is the AI-native ERP solution that consolidates, migrates, and automates, all in one place. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
And also, I'm only 62, but I'll throw in a get off my lawn.
That's right, folks. I have the actor that was from, Get Off My Grass. Yeah, this is no, I'm just joking. No, guys, we're getting up to the part there, guys. I got to put a quick couple little plugs, and we're going to get you guys out of there, out of here, out of there, however you want to label it. Guys, join me up in Pittsburgh. That's right. I'm going to have two guests that I've had on the show joining me live in Pittsburgh, which is in Tarleton. It's on the outskirts of downtown Pittsburgh. This November 10th. That's right, guys. Next month, doors open at 6 p.m. The show will start at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, the price you see on the screen is $20. We were trying to put, Restream Network only allows you to put like one price down. So, but there's two formats, guys. There is an in-person price, which you're seeing right now, $20. We're trying to get people to come there. We've sold some tickets. I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 tickets left. So hopefully by the time you listen to this, hopefully it's not too late. And you guys can head on over there. Now, if you missed the in-person format, which you're going to see me, you're also going to see Darren Quino, which is the candidate running for mayor of New York City. And you're also going to see Nathan Snyder running for the 14th District of Tampa, St. Pete, Florida, for the 14th District of Congress for the state of Florida, representing that great area of Florida. So you're going to see all three of us there live in person. And like I said, guys, if you scan the QR code and it says tickets unavailable for the $20 format, jump over to the live stream. Now, the live stream doesn't sell out. That's unlimited. And it's also streaming worldwide on their website at podity.com. That's Poduty, podity.com. I had to say that like 15,000 times to get it right. I think I actually said it right this time. So jump on over there, guys. Get the tickets. And I hope to see you next month in Pittsburgh. It's going to be a great, great show. Going to pull some people out of the audience for some one-on-ones. And it's going to be open forum, so we're not going to be doing like a whole scripted show. It's going to be very, very casual type speaking, improv type speaking of a political comedy show. So you guys are really going to enjoy that. I also want to mention one thing before we depart here, guys. On October 23rd, which is coming up here in Duluth, Georgia area, which is northeast of downtown Atlanta. I will be attending the Team Trump rally. Hope to see you guys out there. I'll be having my press pass with me, representing Truth Media Productions. It's my production company here. Going to try to get some interviews with some people. I know J.D. Vance will be in attendance, Donald Trump, of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and countless other guys. Join us on October 23rd. Now, the tickets, guys, are free. If you want to head over to donaldjtrump.com/events, scroll down to the October 23rd event, and you will see the tickets. You just have to put your name, information, phone number, all that stuff. Why are they asking for it, guys? Because obviously when you get to the event, if you ever been to a Trump rally, there is a massive of Secret Service, law enforcement officials to be ready to screen you. So they need all that information for, Secret Service purposes. So I hope to see you guys there. In Northeast Georgia. It's on October 23rd. It's going to be a big turnout. Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
No, not Pennsylvania. What the hell
you said what? Then you're talking two different things then? Now, no, yeah, you were talking about the rally. Okay,
the rally, Joe. Because
I got
they just left Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I got two jokes about your Pennsylvania event, right?
Yeah.
You're going to Po Diddy, PA. You're not going to the prison to see P Diddy.
No. I was wondering what the hell Joe's doing there for a minute. I'm like, all right, I did the pitch and the plug for the Pittsburgh gig.
I was still on that.
Yeah.
And the other is it's not in the armpit. It's Pittsburgh adjacent.
Yeah. I hope you guys come out for that event. It's going to be a funny event. I want to thank Steve, the owner of Podiddy.com, which is the main theater there in Tarleton. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be
I'm glad
really well.
I'm glad you got Darren and Nathan and not that fraud Henry that claims to be an independent, constantly talking left-wing talking points. Yeah, you're an independent. What a fraud.
No.
I like Darren and Nathan. They're good.
No.
The Bobcat's not going to be able to join you?
What's that?
Bobcat, I couldn't join you.
Bob's got he's got so much stuff going on. He said he can't come back.
Oh, darn. I wish
How the hell would he be able to go into his cartoon character? That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, that would have had to have been on the screen behind. He could have worn a tag.
Close it out. Yeah, we're going to close it out here, but you never know for the Pittsburgh. Jokester Joe may be joining us digitally there, so I can't promise anything. We'll just have to see.
I hope.
We're just going to see.
I hope.
Because they have their production team, and we might be able to plug you in, Joe.
I hope. That'd be great.
You'll be right in front of a live audience. I'll have to say this is Jokester Joe joining us digitally here from Detroit.
Yeah, I will be there in spirit. I won't be there physically, but I would love to be able to join digitally. Yes, that would be great. At least for a couple minutes to retell the Po Diddy, P Diddy joke and the armpit Pittsburgh adjacent joke. Piss off your audience. They'll probably all be mad at me.
Yeah. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the special emergency broadcast that we did the other day. A lot of people are emailing us questioning, where the hell's the video? It was audio format only, guys. We did that on purpose because we actually did zero ads of revenue. We were commercial free. Spotify was even questioning us, are you sure you don't want? Yeah, they were questioning us, Joe.
Can you believe Cheapskate Savage didn't run any ads?
No, I ran zero ads. Zero. Spotify emailed Shaky, and they were like, "Are you sure you don't want ad revenue inserts into the?" What the fuck?
Yeah, knowing the cheapskate you are. Yeah.
No. Too.
In all seriousness, I mean, I run
pretty well with the listenership.
Yeah, I do a low-key thing. I record, again.
Well, he's getting in there.
Here's my couch that I put a green screen over. I broadcast from my living room. Michael does a real radio high production thing, and you got to be able to pay the bills. He's got to run ads.
No, Joe, I don't want to discredit Joe. I mean, Joe's getting, he's like he says, the high-quality inserts will come. He has an intro. Have you guys listened to the intro? It's a good intro, I think. Joe's like, question. Yeah, it's all right.
And you can hear Michael, a.k.a. Savage, lead into the show on Spotify and most audio platforms. You won't hear him on my video behind the scenes.
No, I'm trying to get back onto Constitutionalist Politics podcast. I don't know if the audience is ready for more savagery.
Yeah, well, actually, it would be a fourth because you were on once early. Yeah. Then I did a replay of you and a few others that were on as part of kind of a rundown rerun. And then you were on for Slaves of the State or Slaves to State. People, check out Constitutionalist Politics. Go to http tinyurl.com/Constitutionalist, CHRISTIP Constitutionalist, pronounced Constitutionalist. And indeed, scroll back to Slaves to State that Michael was on. You got to hear that show. There we go. That'll help.
We put the hashtag, not the hashtag, the QR code in there, guys. Scan the QR code and it goes right to his.
It's an I in there, but it sounds like
just get, guys, if you're viewing us on the video format on Rumble or the Spotify app, scan the QR code, and you're probably, how the hell am I supposed to scan the QR code? I'm listening to you on my phone or my iPad or something. Go to your laptop and then take your phone and scan it on like Rumble or something.
Yeah. Well, and for my other real fellow Christians out there, it was going to be called Christos out of the original Greek, but most people would think, what the hell is that? They don't understand Christos from the original Greek, Christ, Christos. So at any rate, that's in the weeds for non-believers. What that's like, right, Christmas, Merry Xmas. I've said it many times. It's not an insult. You've got more things to worry about. Merry Xmas, Christos Mass, X-Mass. It's not taking Christ out of Christmas. It's there. Christos Mass, X-Mass.